Hello, welcome to the webinar for the webinar on AI for event planners. My name is Cynthia and I'm the lead planner for Polkadot's events. And if you're just coming across me, my name is Cynthia. Nice to meet you. So if you're joining me wherever you are from anywhere in the world, my name is Cynthia and I'm the lead events producer at Polkadot Events. Polkadot Events is an event agency that plans events for clients and corporations, different types of events. So the essence of this course or this free class is to educate event professionals about how they can use AI in their businesses. So if you're an event professional in a different niche. You could be an event designer, you could be an event planner, could be a makeup artist, an MC. It depends. This class is for you, and you can apply it to various parts of your workflow that can be useful for you. So let's get right into it. The theme of today's class is event planners, AI for event planners, how you can work harder and not smarter, and how you can use AI as your creative partner intentionally. Let's get into it. So, how do you use AI intentionally as an event producer or an event professional? One thing that I want people to know is that AI is not here to stifle your creativity. It can only help you refine it, depending on how you use it. So, whenever you want to use AI, make sure to have this mindset that it can help you enhance or improve whatever you want to use it for. So, why are we having this masterclass? The essence of this masterclass is to let you know that the event industry is changing fast, and you to remain relevant, you have to move with the trend. And AI is not a threat. You can just use it as a tool for creativity. You can use it to be more efficient, and you can use it to be more productive. So when you use AI right, you can use it to save hours on your workflow. You can use it to communicate better to your vendors, to your clients and your partners, and you can use it to create very intentional and strategic content. So what are the things that you're going to be learning from today's class? After this masterclass, you're going to learn how to use AI or ChatGPT as your thinking partner or your creative partner. You learn how to use it to create content that sound just like you. So if your name is Cynthia and you sound very playful, you learn how to use AI to sound playful just like you. You learn how to use AI so you don't sound generic or robotic like every other creator out there or every other event planner or professional out there. You learn how to use it to communicate better with your clients and your partners. You learn how to use it to write better, right? You learn how to use it to write like a human better. You will learn how to create tailored prompts that are tailored to tailored to what you want to use it for, and also create a workflow that can save you hours and hours every week. You can just pick up your workflow and move with it. So this is how you can use AI in different field in your business. So before we move into how we can use it, let's start with the basic thing, which is learning how to use it as your creative partner. Okay, so let me ask you a question. When you hire a staff or when you hire somebody as your team member, what and you give them a particular task, I want to believe that you give them that task based on getting a particular result. For instance, let's say the person is your personal assistant, and what they help you do is schedule your calendar or your meetings, right? You tell them how you want them to schedule your calendar based on your engagement, on your schedule. So that's how you can work with AI. AI can be like your you can use AI as your PA, as your creative assistant, as your executive assistant, and train AI to work just the way you would want your PA to work. And that is how that's what we're going to be looking into today. So let's delve into it. So the first thing I want you to know before using AI is the mindset. I want us to debunk some things that people think about when they use ChatGTP. Don't use ChatGTP like you are using Google. You know when you go to Google and you type where can I get decoration, or where can I get a makeup artist in Lagos? And it gives you tailored answers. So don't use it like you're just typing, you want to just get result for something specific. You have to give it a lot of content and context to give you results. AI is garbage in, garbage out. The quality of what you put in is going to determine the results that you would get. So when you're giving tailored prompts or you want to research something on your AI tool, make sure to give it a lot of context, a lot of prompt, a lot of information so that it can use those information and tailor it to answers that that can give you results based on what you want. So we're going to be having a live demo on how a generic prompt looks like and a well-defined professional prompt looks like. But I want you to know that AI mirrors the level of your thinking. If you give AI, if you tell AI, I want to, I want the content that makes me look like a professional in my field, it's going to give you exactly the answers you want based on that. But if you give me more context and say, I want you to give me context that will make me look professional in my field, my niche is that I am a wedding planner and I want to attract clients that live abroad, it's going to give you those, it's going to then tailor the answers to give you content based on that prompt and all those elements. So one thing you need to know when you are building your prompt on AI is that is to make sure that you give it a lot of prompts, garbage in, garbage out. You need to know how to have conversations like you are talking to a professional and give it more context because it mirrors the level of your thinking. So now let's do an example of what a generic AI prompt looks like and what a professional AI prompt looks like. So this was the first one. The first prompt says, write a caption for me for a wedding in Greece. So when I impute this on my AI on ChatGPT, it's going to give me very generic prompt or a list of generic prompts, or sorry, a list of generic answers, list of different kind of different kind of captions related to this. However, this is another example of a well-tailored prompt, which is write a caption for an intimate destination wedding in Zanzibar. My brand voice is elegant but warm. I want you to highlight the sunsets and emotions. So this kind of prompt is very specific. So this is why I said always make sure you have enough context. So if you're going to compare to the first one and the second one, the first one just told the AI to just write a generic caption for a wedding in Greece. But the other one is giving more context, and I'm telling the AI that I have a brand voice, and my brand voice is that I sound very elegant. If your brand voice is that you sound very sophisticated, you sound luxury, impute it there. If your brand voice is that you sound fun and playful, that's a brand voice, impute it there. So I already highlighted that and I said highlight the emotion. So if you impute this on your own AI tool, you're going to see that it's going to give you two different results. Why? Because the first one was very bland. The second one had a lot of context. So please make sure that whenever you are writing your prompt, ensure that it is well detailed. Okay. So now let's move to the next module. So, what are the areas? So, this is a very exciting part. What are the areas that you can use ChatGPT or AI in your business as an event professional? There's so many ways that we don't even know we can use AI. We can't just use. People think you only use AI to research things or use it to create content, but there's a lot of things that you can use it for to make your work more flexible, more efficient, and faster. So these are the areas where you can use AI in your business as an event professional. It doesn't matter if you're an event designer or an event planner or an MC. So far you're in the event industry, you can apply AI in these areas. The first area is marketing. You can use it to create content. You can use it to create strategy according to the kind of clientele that you want. You can use it to write proposals, right? Before you end up the process to winning clientele these days is to write a tailored proposal that highlights the client's brief or the event brief. I remember when I started years ago, there was nothing like AI. We literally had to use our own brains and write out and type and use on Google Docs to type out proposals, and sometimes it could take days, sometimes it could take weeks, depending on the event brief. But now AI can literally do it for you in minutes, in like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how you structure your prompt. And that's one of the beautiful blessings that we have in this generation. You can use it to write your proposals, you can use it to create contract winning proposals. You can use it to create your theme, your event concept and development. You can use it to design your mood boards. You can use it to design, you can use it to come up with different concepts. There are a lot of concepts that have come on now when it comes to event design. You see concept like an Aladdin concept, you can see concept like a winter concept, you can see a pebbles concept, different things that you can't really imagine with your head. But if you use AI to, you can use AI to create those images that will bring it to life, and then give that to your event designer, and they will bring those themes to life, right? So another way you can use AI is vendor and client management. You can use it to streamline communication, create email communication, create email letters, email marketing. You can use it for your team trainings and SOPs. You can use it to develop structured SOPs, detailed SOPs for your team members, for your executive assistants, for your vendors, and communicate better. You can also use it for crisis management and communication. So AI is like your invisible assistant, the one that listens to you deeply and writes clearly. So let's move to the next thing. Another way, one thing that I want you to know when using AI is that you don't want to sound like every other person. Everybody is using AI. Everybody is using ChatGPT. Most people in the world are using ChatGPT because I mean, why would you want to do things manually when you can just save time? But however, there are ways to go about it while ensuring you don't lose your voice, you don't lose your tone. I don't know if you've come across some content online and then you see people sounding the same way, using the same terms. That's because AI is like a machine and it's been fed with a lot of content and context. So almost everybody is sounding the same way because we're all using AI. But how do you stand out? You stand out when you prompt and train your AI to sound like you. For instance, if you're a luxury event planner and you want to sound sophisticated, you have to train AI to sound the way you sound. Okay? You have to train it to sound like you. You have to take out AI relatable jargons. There are some AI words that you see, you just know that this caption was written by AI. Something like elevate. If I see you using elevate, I just know that this is AI. Or those hyphens or dashes, it's AI. So you have to know how to tailor your brand voice. And how do you train it to sound like you? You can train it to sound like you by feeding it content that you have used in the past, content like voiceovers, content like emails that you have written in the past with your own head based on how you write, right? Content like it could be a script that you've written in the past, or emails that you've written to your clients or your vendors, and you tell the AI that this is how I want you to sound. My brand tone is playful, my brand tone is joyful, my brand tone is elegant. It depends. There are a lot of different brand tones. Please, when you want to implement this in your business, ensure to research different types of brand tones. There are about 100 types of brand tones, and your biggest event brands out there have a particular brand guide that they use. So you have to develop a brand tone that is unique to you. Your brand tone can be warm, your brand tone can be professional. So you have to feed AI to sound like you. And how do you feed AI to sound like you? Like I said, you could send it voice recording of how you sound, how you talk. You could send it captions. You could send it emails and tell it, and always document it so that you train the GPT. You train the GPT and to emulate things that you've done. All right. So let's move to the next part. How you would train AI to sound like you. Okay, so let's go to how you can develop your brand voice. So before AI can learn to write like you, it has to know how you sound. Before you write like you, it has to know how you sound, and it has to learn how you write, how you talk, how you want your style to be, how your writing style is, how your communication style is. So AI must learn how to write like you. So before you do that, you put it in your prompt. Ask it, how do you ask it how ask the AI, or you can even ask yourself. You can do an analysis of your brand. How do you want your brand to sound? Like I said earlier, there are so many ways that your brand, there's so many brand tones out there that so many various event brand use or different industry uses. I can mention a few. We have professional tone, we have friendly tone, authoritative, playful, even quirky. Like for instance, let's say you want to create a content that the aim is for it to be controversial and sprout engagement. You know the tone you're going to use for that kind of content is different from a a content that you're just posting randomly about probably BTS or an event that you did, right? So in for that kind of content, you can sound controversial. Controversial is also a brand tone. So there are so many brand tones that you can use. You can use organize. Organize is a brand tone. Decisive is a brand tone. Creative is a brand tone. You can use a brand. You can use the prompt creative tone when you want to create things like your mood board or your event concept, or you want to do your research that is tailored to something. So you have different ways. There are different ways that you can sound as an event planner. You don't just use any sound or any tone. Make sure that your brand tone is cohesive. Make sure that it flows with every across every platform that you are putting on social media. You're putting yourself on social media. You always make sure that you have to sound the same way across all social media platforms. So ask yourself, how do I want my brand to sound? Do I want to sound sophisticated? Do I want to sound warm? Do you want to sound intentional, professional? Do you want to sound like a thought leader? If you want to sound like a thought leader, LinkedIn is a very good place to be. You want to post a LinkedIn post that projects you as a leader in your industry or a leader in the event field. Using a thought leader kind of tone is a good is another kind of tone that you can use when creating content or writing. So then before you also write, you have to tailor your writing to the kind of people that you want to target, to your target audience. So you ask yourself, who are my target audience? Who do I want to target? For instance, do you want to target type A brides? Do you want to target luxury brides? Do you want to target events? Do you want to target executive professionals in maybe different industries? Do you want to target entrepreneurs? If you want to target entrepreneurs, then definitely your niche is the corporate sector because most of your target audience are executives or people that are working in the corporate sector. Do you want to target couples? Do you want to target destination brides? You need to know who you're targeting and how you want to sound before you start teaching or training AI to sound like you, right? So you can use this prompt, you can save this prompt on the screen. This is the prompt. I want to train you to write like my brand voice. My tone is XYZ. So let's say your tone is respectful, or your tone is sincere, or your tone is straightforward, or your tone is professional. It depends on the kind of brand voice that you have. So just tell ChatGPT, my tone is professional, and my ideal client audience are brides and destination luxury brides. Ask me 10 questions to better understand my audience and my voice. Simple. When you get this answer from AI, this becomes your AI brand voice foundation. So sometimes when it gives you answers, sometimes you don't always have to accept the first results that you get, especially if you're not comfortable with it. Ensure that you always tailor it and tailor it until you get the exact results that you need. So, like I said, always have a brand guide, have a brand voice foundation. So you can also do your research. So these are the ways that you can train AI to sound like you. To reiterate, I said feed AI ways that you've been writing. Blog posts, feed AI your captions, feed AI your email communication with your clients or your vendors or your team members. Feed AI voiceovers, voice notes, so that it can understand how you write. If you're someone that likes to use a lot of slang, in your captions or your content, AI can write like that and imitate you. Okay, so when you do this, also ask these questions and use this prompt. The kind of answers and results you get when tweaked is what will make up your AI brand voice foundation. So now let's do a live demonstration. Let's do a live demonstration. I want you to go to your previous caption, the last caption you have on your Instagram. Find that caption and post it on the your preferred AI tool. It could be Claude AI, it could be Gemini. There are different type of AI you can use to write. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini AI, you can use Claude AI, and there's so many more. So I want you to go to the last caption you used on your Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or any other platform that you use as an event professional. Give it this caption, give it this prompt and say, humanize this in my tone. My tone is XYZ. So this is just an example. You can give it, like I said, create your own brand tone. Your brand tone can be sophisticated, your brand tone can be casual, your brand tone can be trustworthy, your brand tone can be authentic. So humanize this in my tone. My tone is calm, empathetic, confident. Keep it authentic and natural, and you see the kind of result that you're going to get. You're going to get something different from what you had in that previous post that you got the caption from. So this is the way you can train AI and also test it so that you can be able to get better with using the tool. Okay. So this is another prompt that you can screenshot to add to your AI prompt bank. Okay, this is another prompt. Rewrite this caption in my voice. My tone is warm, thoughtful, slightly witty, and emotionally intelligent. Keep it conversational, not robotic. Don't over explain. Let it sound like somebody who deeply understands their audience or their clients. So, this is another way that you can use AI to, or this is another prompt that you can use when you want to humanize your writing with AI. One thing you want to do for yourself when you're using AI is to ensure that you don't accept the first result it gives you. You always make sure you tweak it and tweak it until it sounds like you. Until it sounds, let's say your name is Cynthia, until it sounds like Cynthia. Let's say your name is Mabel, until it sounds like Mabel. When somebody sees that particular content, they can relate that this is how Mabel sounds. Or if you're trying to sound a certain way, probably you want to sound like a thought leader or you want to sound like a professional, ensure that how you are writing, you feed the AI enough prompt to be able to sound or write according to the brief. Okay, so I want you to screenshot this and make sure that you use this prompt. Moving on. So let's move to the next theme, the next module. So let's talk about how you can use AI to create content as an event professional or an event planner. For this, we're focusing on event planning. So you have to first off create your buckets, your content buckets or your content pillars. So your content buckets or your content pillars, these are the things that consistently talk about where your marketing sits, right? So example of your content pillars are planning and coordination tips, behind the scenes stories, for example, how you saved a client from probably how you saved an event from going wrong as an event planner. That can be a content under behind the scenes stories. A behind the scenes story can be how you came up with a particular theme that defined a client style. That can be a behind the scenes story, right? Another content pillar could be an emotional client moment. This could be testimonials. This could be unplanned things that happened during the event. Probably maybe how the client was emotional on her wedding morning, or how she was walking down the aisle and she broke down. We have something like that during our last event when the client was this was like it was a content that we put out there and it wasn't even planned, but because it sits under our content bucket, we're able to see from our marketing aspect that this is a content that can go out there based on our content pillars. Okay, so the client was walking down the aisle and she was very bubbly, she was very confident. She couldn't wait. She was walking down the aisle. Before you know it, tears. She just started crying. And everybody was like, oh my God. The makeup artist was like, yes, I think I have a lot of work after this moment. Like she just started crying. And when she was crying, her sister started crying immediately. And her husband started crying. Like the three of them just, it was an emotional roller coaster that nobody saw coming. And when she started crying, at some point, she just came to meet me and she just laid on my shoulder and she just started wailing. Like it was just so emotional, seeing your sister walking down the aisle. And that was a very beautiful moment that we created for them, right? And we're able to put that content out there that with a very nice caption that look at the behind the scene of when the bride couldn't hold her tears when she was walking down the aisle. So that's an example of a content pillar, a content story. So this is under client emotional client moment. This is an example. So design and styling expertise, business lessons, or mindset shift. These are examples of different content pillars that you can use to create your content based on your marketing. So this is how you can use AI to create content as an event planner, right? So once you have these content pillars, you don't have to necessarily use this. You can create your own tailored content pillar. Your content pillar can be something different. A content pillar could be client testimonials or guest testimonials. Your content pillars could be tips and tricks that you can use if you want to plan your event yourself, right? So once you have your content buckets, you tell ChatGPT, based on my brand voice and my ideal client audience, help me develop 5 content pillars that will keep my messaging consistent and aligned with my audience. This will help the AI understand the kind of content to create for you, not just how you want it to sound. Okay, so you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to use these examples that I just gave. You can feed AI, you can ask AI based on my voice, based on my ideal clients. For instance, now, these buckets or these types of clients, this type of buckets are for wedding planners and event planners. If you are in the corporate sector, you have a different pillar, right? Your pillars could be how to could still be this, but based related to the corporate industry because it's a different thing that corporate event planners do. So for example, as a corporate event planner, you can tell AI based on my brand voice and my ideal client audience. My client audience are executives, my client audience are HRs, my target audience are company owners, entrepreneurs. I want you to help me develop 5 content pillars that will keep my messaging consistent and aligned with my audience. And Voila is going to create content pillars that tailor to your brand, and it's going to create content that would help you solidify your marketing to put out there. Let's move to the next topic. So one thing that we always get, or I always get from ChatGPT, is most times ChatGPT always agrees to everything I say. I could make a comment or I want to make a research and they would align with everything I say. They would just agree. They would just agree and they just give me answers based on that, especially when I don't even know it. So this is another thing that you can do as an event professional when you are using AI. Always don't allow AI to always agree. Sometimes AI can we can use AI to argue, you can use AI to debate on a particular topic, you can use AI to probe your thoughts to ask if you're doing the right thing, right? Sometimes it might not be right, sometimes it might be right, but don't use AI as a yes machine sometimes, especially in areas where you are not so well versed on, right? So this is how you can use AI as a strategic partner and not a yes machine. You can use it to enhance your thinking. You don't want it to always agree to what you say. Okay. For instance, I wanted to write an email to a client about a particular conversation or a particular thing, and I didn't want to sound I wanted to sound a certain way. So I asked it, what do you think about this? Because I wanted to create the email. But I wanted to also know what AI would think about it before moving forward. And it gave me the advantages and disadvantages of writing that email, which made me make an informed decision if to send the email or not. So sometimes you can use it to probe your thinking and use it to debate on a particular idea. So this is the prompt I use I use when I want to prompt AI as a creative partner, or I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to probe my thought. I want you to scrutinize my thoughts, scrutinize my idea, and give me tailored responses or tell me the advantages or disadvantages of what I want to do. So this is the prompt. From now on, do not simply affirm my statements or assume my conclusions are correct. Analyze my assumptions, provide counterpoints, test my reasoning, offer alternative perspective, and prioritize truth over agreement. Or, from now on, do not simply affirm my statements or assume my conclusions are correct. Your goal is to be an intellectual sparring partner, not just an agreeable assistant. Every time I present an idea or a matter, do the following. Analyze my assumption. What am I taking for granted that might not be true? Provide counterparts. What would an intelligent skeptic person say? Test my reasoning. Are there flaws or gaps I haven't seen? Offer alternative perspective. How else could these be framed? Prioritize truth over agreement. If I am wrong, correct me and explain why. So this prompt is good essentially when you want to do a research on something or you want to ask AI about a particular about their opinion. It's just like calling your best friend. You're like, oh, what do you think about this idea? I want to launch a product, but I'm not sure. Do you think the market is going to accept this kind of product? Sometimes you can use AI as to test those reasonings. Okay, if you don't want to talk to a human being, so sometimes you don't always have to go through this part, but in areas where you want to have a second thought or a third thought, you can use this prompt. So screenshot this prompt because it's very useful to you. So let's go to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing. So always maintain a constructive but rigorous tone. Your role is not to argue for the sake of arguing, but to help me think more clearly and honestly. So use this when you're brainstorming or you're refining your strategy, especially when you're doing marketing or anything that has to do with communication. You can use this prompt for your brainstorming or your strategy with your team members. I hope this was useful. So now let's go to some live demo prompting. This is one of my favorite parts on how to prompt better. All right, so let's do a live demo on prompting. So wherever you are, let's do a live demo on prompting. So this is the prompt I use if I want to create content, tailored content for my brand. You can use it if you're in any niche. So this is the prompt. I need you to act as a creative marketing strategist. Please generate 365 Instagram Reels content for me based on these informations. My ideal target audience, insert your target audience, who they are. So it can be who they are, what do they do, the demographics, their age, their location, what they do, the kind of event that they want to plan, their desires, their values. So you have to impute the prompt. You have to include your client's avatar. If you've not created a client avatar, please do create a client avatar. If you don't know what a client avatar is, watch this masterclass till the end because I'm going to be explaining more about that. So impute your target audience, your client avatar, who they are, their age, where they stay, what are their desires, what are their fears, what are their deepest values, where do they go to, what do they read. Impute it, feed AI on all these things. Then my main objective with Instagram is then you impute what your objectives are or your result, the result you want to get from those content. Do you want to book more weddings? Do you want to get more visibility? Do you want to attract more audiences, or do you want to attract more destination events, or do you want to sell a course? You have to impute the results you want to get from those contents. Then insert your primary content pillars. We spoke about content pillars earlier. So your content pillars could be your behind the scenes, they could be client testimonials, they could be tips and tricks. It depends on what your focus is. Now, continuing the prompts, these are the remaining things that you include. For each real idea, include a strong hook, a clear topic, and a strong call to action. Okay, make the ideas intentional, strategic, and designed to attract new clients, build trust, and convert. So this is a prompt that I use, and you can also apply to your own business. You can tweak it and refine it. It doesn't also have to be for Instagram. This was tailored for Instagram Reel. You can use it for a carousel kind of content. You can use it for a video. You can use it for YouTube, depending on the kind of platform or the platform that you want it to or the platform that you want it to be tailored to. Like I said, don't have to, when giving a prompt or when you want to impute a prompt on AI, always refine it and tweak it to the results that you need. If this content is for LinkedIn, you know that for LinkedIn it's more of connecting with professionals or talking about a professional service. So you have to refine it and tweak it to the platform and the audience. So you can screenshot this prompt if you want to use it. I imputed 365 content, but you can reduce it to about 5 content or 10 or 30-day content. Also, make sure that you are tailoring this content to your target audience and your brand voice. Don't create content to sound like everybody out there. Ensure that you tailor it to sound just like you and your brand tone. And another thing I want you to remember is that AI will not replace your creativity. It's only going to refine it. It's not going to steal your strength. It's not going to steal your voice. It's not going to stifle your creative direction. You're just going to improve it. And the way you're going to learn how to improve it is to infuse these strategies that we spoke about, right? So if there's anything that you're going to take away from this masterclass, it would be that you're the creative director and Chat GPT or AI is the strategist behind the screen. So you use it to think clearly, use it to write smarter, use it to design experiences that still feel like human, use it to sound like you're talking to a particular person. Okay, so let's move to the next step, which is to build your workflow, your AI workflow. So your AI workflow is like a bunch of different workflows or documents that you can use whenever you want to write or whenever you want to use AI or any kind of chat GPT tool. The first thing you want to keep, you have to document all of this so that whenever you want to use it, it continues from where you stop and it gives you tailored responses based on how it knows you. Okay, so you make sure that you keep a brand voice file. Like I said, what is your brand voice? Is your brand voice authentic? Is it a thought leader? Do you want to sound like a thought leader? Do you want to sound sassy? Do you want to sound fun? Or do you want to sound, warm? There's sometimes I want to write and I'll tell AI, I want to sound warm. I want to sound like I'm talking to my audience. I want to sound like I'm speaking to them. And it's going to tailor it. So ensure that you keep a brand voice of all the tones or all the writing style that you want your brand to exhibit. Then make sure that you prompt by category, prompt by what you want it to give you. Then review and refine your outputs. Like I said, do not always take the first results. Ensure that you review it, ensure that you refine it, tweak it, ask questions, make corrections, take out in the AI jargons. There's so many AI obvious words like elevate, some AI jargon that when you see, you know that this is written by AI. Always make sure that you tailor and correct. Then another thing you want to do is when you prompt, when you keep, because this is a learning curve. When you keep on prompting and you're getting good results, make sure that you save your best prompt. You save the prompt that are giving you the best result, so that you can always use it for a later time. That's why you need to have an AI workflow. You need to have a document that you can document and store all these outputs, all these prompts, all these brand guides. So whenever you want to use it for something, either you want to use it for content creation, or you want to use it for marketing, or you want to use it for client communication, you know the different types of prompts to impute, right? Make sure that you always retrain your chat GPT every quarter. It could be every month, it could be every 6 months, but make sure you train it and retrain it based on things that are changing or things that you have improved on or things that you want to catch up on or trends that you want to make sure that you infuse in your business. So this will keep your results aligned, to keep it tailored, and to keep it efficient. Right. So let's move to the next step, which is one of the exciting parts of this masterclass. Like I said earlier, when you are creating your prompts for content creation, always impute your client's avatar. And there are some people here that are new to marketing as an event planner or an event producer. They don't know what a client avatar is. A client avatar is a list of all the features and characteristics of your ideal client. So, for instance, if you're a wedding planner, your client avatar should include your the demographics, where they stay, who they are, what they do, what their challenges are. For instance, if their challenges are they having sleepless nights with creating their budget, or they're having issues with finding the right vendors, you have to document all this as a client avatar, so that whenever you want to use it to create content tailored to that kind of client, the AI would mirror those results. So this is where the masterclass on event planning comes in. In this masterclass, it is a comprehensive event course for event professionals, irrespective of where your journey is in event planning. So, the name of this course is the Booked and Profitable Wedding Planner course, and it is a complete business transformation program for event planners that are ready to move from trial and error to clarity, confidence, and consistent booking. So, what's inside this course? Let's go over what's inside the course. This course is a full roadmap that takes you on how you can build a profitable wedding planning business, even though you are new or you don't have experience in it. This course will teach you how to create your business plan, to teach you how to write a business proposal, it will teach you how to create budget like a professional, it will teach you everything. Now, one gap I noticed when I started my business years back was a lot of people would teach you event planning, but they won't give you the tools or the templates. For instance, you might learn how to plan, create budget, but you don't even know how to, or you don't have a guide on how to create it. So one thing about this course is for every module that you take on, you get a template on that module. If you're learning a module on creating tailored mood boards, you're going to get a comprehensive template on a mood board document that you can edit and tweak so that you can also learn on your own. So what does the profitable wedding planner course cover? So these are different modules that the course covers. It teaches you how to become a wedding planner, the mindset, the opportunities that you have in the industry, and the different structures that you need to set up before you start a profitable business. It teaches you the business foundation and legal setup, how to register your business, set up your pricing, draft contract, and protect your income. We teach you how to draft contracts for your clients, for your vendors, and we'll also give you editable contract templates that you can use to create your own, you can refine to create your own contract for your brand. Then we'll teach you on module 3. Module 3 covers branding and positioning, where you learn how to define your niche and build credibility that commands premium rates. So it's not just about opening a social media account and posting your work, but we're also going to show you how to come correct, how to brand according to your niche. If you are, for instance, let's say you are a birthday party planner, or a kiddies party planner, or a wedding planner, there's a particular way you're meant to look. There's a particular way you're meant to look to attract a certain kind of audience. So this is where we'll teach you about branding, about how to create your brand guide, your brand color, your brand tone, your brand palette, and we'll also give you structured templates to work with. Then the next module is on client acquisition and marketing. So I always tell my students, before you become an event planner, you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to learn how to sell. So it's not just about learning the operational aspect of your business, which is learning how to plan events, which we teach you in this course, but we also teach you how to sell, how to pitch, how to write proposals, how to follow up, how to speak to clients during consultation, how to close deals. When I started, I lost a lot of deals because I didn't know how to talk on my consultation call. So whenever clients want to have a conversation with me, I end up messing up during the course because I don't even know how to talk about my brand. I don't know how I actually knew the job, but I just didn't know how to sell myself and tell my my clients that I am the right person to execute this project for you. So this is where we walk you through consultation and closing deals. We teach you how we have a framework on how you're meant to take on consultation calls, how you're meant to talk about what you do, how you're meant to understand the client brief, and how you're meant to project and present to them how you would execute it. So this is we have a framework on that, or a framework on that, and you will also be given a template on how you can present consultation. You can go on consultation call. So you don't even need somebody to teach you how to do it. If you have that document, you can follow it step by step and close any deal like a professional. Moving on, these are the concluding modules. Will teach you the basic planning process from inquiry to execution. For this module, we'll teach you consultation, we'll teach you budgeting, we'll teach you vendor management, how to write proposals, and how to plan events from start to finish. So one of the this course was tailored because based on the problems that I faced when I started as an event planner years back. I did a lot of trainings, but I just didn't get a manual or an SOP on how to start. So whenever I had a job, I was doing it the wrong way. Instead of me to start finding a venue, as for instance, if I book a client, we all know that when you book a client, the first thing you want to do is start sourcing for your venues, for a venue. But instead of doing that, the first thing I started doing is to create my mood board because I didn't understand the structure or the basic A to Z of planning an event. So this is what we teach you. Will help you, will teach you the basic standard on what you do from the moment a client onboards you as their event planner to the point where you execute the project. We'll tell you everything. This module will teach you what you'll be doing from creating a proposal, from how to sourcing the right venues to creating a budget. We'll give you a detailed budget sheet, a budget breakdown, and the different service items that should be in your budget. We'll teach you how to create mood boards, how to create timelines, how to create operational plans for your team members. Then we'll teach you timelines, we'll teach you staffing, we'll teach you rehearsal, we'll teach you execution, and so much more. Then module 7 is design and guest experience. We'll teach you how to interpret briefs, plan aesthetic, and create unforgettable guest journeys. We'll teach you how to create mood boards. We'll teach you how to use AI to create mood boards as well. We'll teach you crisis management and on-the-day problem solving at your event. So we'll give you this model covers different scenarios or different most issues that we have seen, most crises that we have seen during events, and how to mitigate or avoid them, or how to mitigate and avoid them, or how to problem solve them. Then finally, we'll teach you business management and entrepreneurship. Like I said, before you have to be an event planner, you also have to be an entrepreneur. You have to know how to structure your business as a professional entrepreneur. So we'll teach you finances, how to build a team, scaling your business from a small business to a large business, and leading with systems. And finally, we have a bonus class on AI. So this masterclass teaches you the basics about AI. However, you're going to get a free module on how to use AI in an advanced way. So we teach you how to use AI to save hours, to simplify your workflow from the moment you start planning your event. There are different tools that you can use for different reasons, for different aspects of your business, and we'll teach you how to do it in an advanced level. And each module for this course, you're going to get practical assessments so that you can be able to practice what you've learned, and also give you plug and play tools and editable templates. So for every module you're going to be getting, you will have editable templates. You have templates on mood boards, beautiful mood board design, different mood board concepts. You have templates on timeline management, how to create your timelines. We'll give you different timelines based on our own company documents. We're going to be handing them over to you for free during this course. So to reiterate, these are the things that you're going to gain after you take this training. You're going to learn how to, these are the things you gain after this course. You have a complete suite of templates, contracts, systems that will make you operate event planning like a professional. You will know exactly how to price, pitch, and position your services for profits. After taking this course, you will learn how to execute weddings and events with calm confidence and no stress. And ultimately, you're going to learn how to attract clients with marketing. We won't just teach you how to plan events or how to know the moving part of the events operation. We also teach you how to attract them and keep them through marketing. We also teach you how to build a reputation that keeps you visible, trusted, and booked. And this is our big promise to you. At the end of this self-paced course, you will transform from a serial and trial, from a trial and error event planner to a professional wedding planner that knows how to work with systems, confidence, and marketing. So these are the freebies you're going to be getting, the freebie templates you'll be getting when you take the course. You're going to be getting contract and pricing templates that are customized. You can customize it, you can edit it, and you have it for life. You have access to it for life. You're going to get customized client proposals. You're going to get mood board templates. You're going to get AI prompts back for event planners. So these are prompts that you can use in different part of your business. We're going to be handing that to you for free. And you're going to get access to a bonus class, which is how to book clients, even though you're just starting out. And also you have the you would have the free AI for tech, AI and tech for event planners, the advanced module for event planners. And ultimately, which is my favorite part, you're going to have access to our community for event planners where we host weekly conversations on event planning, and we also host Q&A sessions with free events trainings almost every month. And this is a community of like minds with event planners from all over the world. We're building a global community of event planners. We have event planners from all the states in Nigeria and different countries in Africa, and then a few countries in West Africa. So we're building a global community of event planners. So you get to connect with event planners in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ghana, Zambia, US, Australia. We have them so many of them in our community. If you want to learn how to collaborate, if you want to collaborate with people in different cities, if you want to get ideas on different things, or even if you even have some issues or you're planning an event and you want to get probably a third party option, you can post it on the community. So this is what a community does, and you have access to this community for free. You can connect with planners in the US and collaborate with them. So what is the cost for this? What is the investment for this course? The investment for this course is 100,000 naira, and inside the course you have access to 10 modules that covers event planning, branding, marketing, and execution. You have 20 plus ready to use templates and SOPs, and also access to our global community of event planners with the bonus free module on advanced AI for event planner course. So if you get it today, you're going to get it for a discount price. However, the launch price is 100,000 naira, and you have access to this self-paced course for as long as you want to. It's a self-paced course, so it means that you can take it anytime you want to, and you also have access to our community. However, if you want to start small, you can start small by taking just the AI for tech. AI Yeah, I'm using AI for technology for event planners, and that costs only 50,000 naira. If you want to have just that module, if you want to learn AI, how to use AI in your event planning as a professional for the advanced course, that module alone is 50,000 naira. So if you're interested in this course, please click the link you're going to see or and send us a message to enroll, and one of our support team members will be right there to attend to you. Now, this is a final call. This is a sign to stop winging things. If you want to get ahead, you have to learn from people that have walked the path. You have to learn from people that have made mistakes, and I, for one, am somebody that made a lot of mistakes when I started, and based on those mistakes that I made, I use it to create solutions for the next generation of event planners so that they don't have to make those mistakes. And that's why we included up to 20 plus templates on every module so that you can use it as a working tool for creating your projects and you have access to them for life. So if you're interested, join the book and profitable wedding planner course today and become the event planner that is not just talented but somebody that just wants structure and profit in their business. So see you in class. I can't wait to see you in class. I can't wait to see you in an inner circle community. Right now, that community is free if you get the course. However, by next year, this is December 2025. By next year, we're going to be placing a premium to join that community because when we hit a certain threshold, we place a premium on it. But for now, it is free for our students that get the course. So I hope to see you on the inside. I hope to see you on the inside and in our community. And until next time, bye bye and have a good day ahead. Thank you so much for listening to the masterclass, and I hope you implement everything that I have taught you on AI for event planners. I hope you implement it. That, like I said, there are different ways to use AI in your event planning business, on how and different ways you can also prompt better. I hope you implement it in your businesses as an event planner or an event professional. Thank you and see you on the inside. Bye.